Welcome to episode 6 of the Fantasy Hockey Dummies, Pats. How are ya?
A lot better if you'd stop talking about fucking balls and wieners.
Well, that's not going to happen. I'm actually pretty excited to get episode 6 going here, buddy. We have our first interview of the season. The highly touted and anticipated Cathy the Psychic was kind enough to endure our stupidity and
let us into her house.
Yeah, she let us into her house. She gave us a bottle of water. She was kind to us, and she gave us what we continue to say, the hashtag UFE, the ultimate fantasy edge.
It seemed to work for you on a couple of your trades.
It sure did. We'll get into Cathy the Psychic later on down the episode, but as what Pats is referring to there is, she told me a couple things about my team, and I traded those fucking idiots.
She also said that you're shit.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she did.
She said
you'll see on the interview.
She said scouts was shit.
Well, that's true though. We already knew that. We've been hashtagging that for weeks.
Yeah, but just so everybody knows,
she confirmed it.
She confirms how many cups in Scout's lifetime he will win. So that's coming up in the interview. So if you want your ultimate fantasy edge, you can reach Cathy at DurhamRegionPsychic.com, or you can go to Durham Region Medium on Facebook. If you're not local or in the greater Toronto area, it's no big deal. Cathy has clients around the world that she connects with via phone and Skype, so you can contact her anytime. We'll also be discussing our standard TML talk, fantasy facts in the NHL, along with our league, plus a little prospect talk, Oshawa Generals. But first, let's get to our NHL headlines for the week. This week, we got a direct message on Twitter from legendary NHLer and colorman Ray Ferraro, basically telling me my breakdown of his conversation on TSN radio was incorrect.
Yeah, which is probably accurate.
Yeah, well, I apologized and kissed his ass and then promoted the podcast to him.
Yeah, perfect. So, what did he say? Tell you to go fuck
yourself? No, he was actually really cool. So I was listening to TSN radio, driving home, and basically what Ray stated was, unless someone gets hurt, referring to...
Yeah, way to go on that one, Ray.
Yeah, well...
Unless someone gets hurt.
Which they did. Exactly. But, sorry, they were talking about the three-headed monster at center position in Toronto between Tavares, Matthews, and Kadri. And basically what Ferrero stated was that unless someone gets hurt, it just seems to be a luxury that the Leafs have. An expensive luxury that they're not going to get their full miles on. So I tweeted out saying, love how the Maple Leaf media can make having Matthews, Tavares, and Kadri a bad thing. Because it's like, really, like this is what we're kind of talking about. We're talking about how it's too expensive luxury. Like,
but actually,
one of the top teams in the league.
This year combined, they're about $15.5 million.
Right.
So it's not that expensive right now,
but it will be. It will be. And the truth is if we're having Kadri as our third line center, he's only making 4.5.
Yeah.
That's not an expensive luxury in my opinion, but
no.
Anyways, Ray wrote back letting us know that, quote, never said that it was a problem, said that I know it can be an issue, especially when you know you're better than what your role is. I think he's referring to Kadri there.
Yeah, probably.
The three-center thing won't last long, in my opinion. It's an indulgence that the cap world doesn't fit.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I see what he's saying.
Well, yeah, having two... one center that's going to be $12 million, the other one's going to be 11.
And then Kadri's at 4.5,
which isn't like his cap is great. It's the other two, right?
Right.
But it's like, so if you move Kadri, I guess that money could then be allocated towards a defenseman, right? You put
but what type of defenseman at say $4.5 million are you really going to get these days?
It depends, right? Like you're going to get somebody like a Travis Hamon.
Ian Cole.
Yeah. You love your Ian Cole. Love your Ian Cole.
Hey, I think he's probably still third, fourth in the league in blocks.
Yep. But yeah, so I wrote back and I apologized to Ray and said I'll make sure to correct it. And I tweeted out and letting him know. And he actually wrote back again which was pretty cool.
Yeah, he called you an asshole, and then
no, he didn't. No, he did not at all. He was very cordial.
this idiot.
Yeah. No, he said, LOL, I enjoy back and forth with people as long as it's a normal conversation. I point things out on direct message because if you try in public, people just jump all over the place and it's impossible. Hell, just my opinion, and everyone has theirs. All cool, be well. Ray.
That's his polite way of saying, don't fucking message me again.
Ever again. So
You're an idiot.
So I DM'd him 2 more times.
And you sent him a dick pic.
Yeah, that was by accident. I meant to send it to your mom, but it went right to Ray.
My mom has you blocked now, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Sticking with Twitter, we had a poll up this week that had over 120 votes, which is pretty good for us. And the question was, who is a better hockey player, Mitch Marner or Jack Eichel?
Marner.
Well, Marner did win. He won at 52% of the votes. Like it was close.
Yeah.
We're probably biased, and I'm sure that
I'm not biased at all. I think fucking 100% Marner's a better player. I think Eichel's a better shooter, like an actual goal scorer. Okay,
I would say about 75% of the league has a better shot than Marner.
Well, yeah. But,
maybe more.
Okay, fine.
But nobody has his vision.
It's exactly. The guy fucking makes passes and he's not even looking at the guy.
I would say he's got to be top 3 smartest player in the league.
Yeah, easily.
Right. And I was actually talking with a buddy of yours who's on your softball team. He's one of my neighbors. I was chatting with him, telling him about the pod that you and I were buddies.
Oh, yeah.
And he is he's a skills coach in the OHL. And he was telling me that the 2 of the biggest things that they're looking for in the NHL right now, or just for like prospects in hockey in general, are skating and smarts.
Well,
so
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like if you have an IQ like Mitchie, like you're gold. But you need to be able to skate too. You need both. Right?
He can do everything.
He can do it. He can do it all. He can do it all. And the Minnesota Wild are on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah, they beat Colorado last night.
And the LA Kings are on a 6-game skid. What's happening in Minnie and what's happening in LA?
I haven't really followed along too much with LA, but
well, I can tell you in LA, their goaltending.
Their goaltending stinks,
and nobody's gelling. From what I've been watching, I've been trying to watch clips.
Dion.
Pardon me?
I blame Dion.
Well, you know what?
And boy Kovalchuk.
Brown's been out. Mm-hmm. The Kovalchuk effect. I don't know.
What is he at now? 2 goals?
I think so. How many is JVR at?
Doesn't matter. So our pint and a pound bet is going to balance out.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to just go to the bar and buy our own food.
If you guys didn't listen to episode 1, I said that Kovalchuk would get 30, and Pat said he wouldn't, and Pat said that JVR would get 30, and I said he wouldn't.
Yeah, but that's kind of not fair because he's hurt. Kovalchuk's played in every game, and he stinks.
And our wager was pint and a pound.
Yeah.
A standard pint and a pound wager.
Whatever.
Yeah. We'll just go and we'll just buy our own.
I'll buy yours, you buy mine.
Yeah, exactly. The Flames have let in 12 goals in their last 2 games.
Yeah, they're shitty.
And Coach Mike Yeo in St. Louis actually came out and said his job should be in question. What do you think about what's happening in Calgary and what's happening in St. Louis?
Calgary is a tire fire. There's not.
Why are they a tire fire?
I don't know. I can't really.
Well, hopefully,
I mean, they're
Hamonic's back.
Yeah,
so it's not like it's a no. I know, but still.
So what is he? He's the second pairing guy.
He's a better NHL player than he is fantasy player. We've established that for sure.
Right.
But hopefully, with him coming back, he may be able to help old Mike Smith out. Or I think Mike Smith might be moving on his way out. Riddick's been way better.
Let him play. Just let him play. I don't understand what they're doing. Like a team like Calgary, they're not ready to be really anything.
Right.
If you think about it, right? I mean, look at their top line is great. Like, I mean, every team has pretty much a great top line, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at, you got Goudreau, Monahan, and Tkachuk.
Right.
And then now they moved Bennett up yesterday, who actually got me 7 hits. That was perfect.
Nice.
But he had an assist taken away from him. So that kind of fucked me over.
Well, and like in St. Louis too, like they're tied for second last in the West. like Mike Yo. I think he knows that fucking they're not doing well.
It's they're not Pietrangelo triplets factor.
That's what I said the other day, man. I'm telling you, if you have Alex Pietrangelo, fucking get rid of him. If you have Jake Allen, fucking get rid of him.
Oh yeah, Allen's been shit, and he's hurt again too now.
And yeah, man, I had him in another league, and he was absolute. I just dumped him. I was like, people are making me offers for him. People making me offers for him. It was just like, well, the league's kind of wonky as it is. It has there's like not enough players and not enough there's too many players on like the waiver, so
it's like everyone's got a super all-star
I
team.
dropped him and picked up Drouin. Like it was fucking ridiculous.
Wow,
right?
That's a stupid league.
Yeah, so I had a guy be like, I'll give you a Huberdeau. I was like, well, I'd rather just drop him and grab Drouin. So
yeah, Alex Pietrangelo, 1 goal, 3 assists, -8.
Do you know what -8 means?
It means
triplets. That's why he's -8. I told you. We said it in episode 1. Stay clear away from Alex Pietrangelo. I have 4 kids. Okay? I couldn't imagine having 3 babies at once.
Seriously.
I would want to fucking shoot myself in the face.
Wow. All right, well, then we wouldn't have to look at your fucking stupid goatee over there.
Well, hey, buddy, a couple more days and we have to go clean shaven as of... you ready for this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Your mustache going to bring the heat?
Yeah.
No, it won't. It's going to look fucking disgusting.
It's going to cool everything off.
A couple rookies got their first goal. We got Oilers and Stars rookie Evan Bouchard and Miro Heiskanen both potted their first. I'm a huge fan of Miro Heiskanen, man. Like he controls the game when he's out there.
His name.
Miro Heiskanen.
Heiskanen.
Oh.
Even Bronson liked
that one.
Heiskanen.
He's like, trade. Okay.
Heiskanen.
If you can get Heiskanen out there, Bronson says go and get him. If you guys don't know who Bronson
is. He's a fucking psychic dog.
Psychic dogs. Bronson the psychic dog.
Hey, buddy.
New segment coming up.
Heiskanen.
And good for Bouchard. I'm sure the London Knights could really use
reaction to Bouchard.
None to Bouchard. So if you can get Heiskanen, get him. If Bouchard, drop him.
He fucking freaks out to the word carpet, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, I'm just joking. Don't actually drop Evan Bouchard just
carpet.
because of Pat's dog said so. But the London Knights could really use Evan Bouchard, but I don't think that's happening. They're past that.
Do you want to know a trade that happened in my other pool?
I would love to.
Evan Bouchard.
Yeah,
straight up for Ristolainen.
Is it a cap league?
Yeah, it's like regular 31 teams. You would do that straight up?
Would I do that? No,
that's what I mean.
But it depends on where I am. Like if I was a team like Seals or Maroons or Scouts, I would want the. But the thing is Ristolainen is still young, and the 5.4 cap hit isn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like I have Ristolainen on my team in our league, and I'm not moving him for anything.
Yeah.
No way, man.
Either.
He's a stud.
I wouldn't either, especially like a guy that's not. I mean, he's probably going to be good. I mean, Bouchard will still be a stud, but I don't know.
We have a couple point streaks happening in the NHL right now, buddy. We got Sebastian Aho has 10 points, a 10-point game streak.
I think that's the first ever
for Carolina.
Is it? No, not. I thought it was something else. It is like, but it's the first 10 games of the season.
Right.
I think it's for like anybody.
Right.
Or something. I can't remember what the fucking stupid stat was.
Mikko Rantanen.
All I know is he's not ours.
Right. Yeah, I know he's not ours. I've been trying to get him from Pens for like 2 years too. It's not happening.
Mikko Matthews.
Is it Mikko Rantanen? Is it Rantanen from Colorado? He's on a 10 gamer as well.
That guy's a fucking stud.
And Max Domi's on a 6-game heater. Haven't heard much of Galchenyuk. I know he was hurt to start the season.
He just came back. He scored in his first game back.
He did, eh? Okay. So. There you go.
It was either his first or second game.
So far, it's looking even. I like trying to keep an eye on that stuff. Matt Duchene scores twice coming back to Colorado. They lost.
Right after his video tribute.
Yeah, and then he scored? Yeah. Nice, man. That's sick.
It's the same thing that happened when Darcy Tucker went to Colorado, and I was at the game when they did the video tribute for him when he came back.
Yeah.
Fucking guy, I think it was either a goal and assist or 2 goals, and we lost like 3-0.
People love coming back. People love coming back to Toronto, man. But yeah, the Sens lost anyway, so way to help your teammates out there, Sens, you fucking donkeys. Nate Schmidt.
Nate, the piece of Schmidt.
A 6-year extension worth $5.95 per year.
Fucking awful.
The boys in the pool are saying that the deal's absolute Schmidt. Just a fucking hell of a Schmidt deal.
Oh, I fucking laughed when I saw that. I was like, what? I thought it was like some fucking like the Onion newspaper or something.
Right.
Like, is this fake?
Yeah, I was like, holy Schmidt.
Wow. How do you give a guy that money while he's sitting on a fucking 20 games or 25 game suspension or whatever it is for banned substance?
Well, for all you kids listening out there, cheating does pay off.
Yeah, it sure does. You get a fucking $36 million contract for sitting on your ass for a quarter of the season
and doing drugs.
Shit.
Well, I don't know. We're just joking around.
I didn't know.
We're just waiting, Schmitty. What are you whining? You whining about you're doing the Schmidt whine?
I was doing the Schmidt whine, yeah. That's what he's sitting at home doing. And actually, he's not whining anymore. He's fucking laughing.
Did you...
maybe it was a contract holdout. No, he's still under contract this year. So
he's still under contract. Yeah, I have the Schmittinator on my team. It's fucking killing me right now.
He sucks. So is Nylander.
He's good for 2 point whatever. Yeah, I'm basically playing with 23 guys, and my skaters are still the best.
Aw.
Yeah.
Because you roll like extra fucking, you stream players up.
Everybody can.
Yeah,
everybody can,
but we choose not to.
You choose not to because you guys suck.
Because we don't cheat.
How am I cheating? Just my prospects are better than yours.
No.
Did you read the report that Kenny Holland stated that the Red Wings will not sit back in attempts to rebuild? Is this a good thing for the Red Wings?
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like they're...
what does that even mean? Like, what is he going to do?
You know what? He's going to rebuild on the fly. I think it's basically...
On the fly with who, though?
I don't know. What do they got? Do they have anybody?
Well, I'm trying to think
any prospects or anything.
Well, yeah. No, they have Zadina coming. They got Rasmussen coming. They have like Chowalski's a young kid. He's in. Larkin. And like they have Mantha. Like they have those guys, but it's like...
Do they have anything?
No, like older, like you know what I mean. Like, in net, buddy, Jimmy Howard.
That's it.
Pick him up. I'm telling you,
he's on fire right now.
He's on fire.
But even still, he's not the future of the team.
He's not the future.
He's got a couple more years left, and he's fucking toast.
That's why you got to go get Patrick Rybar.
Or is it who's
Patrick Rybar?
Bernier's backing him up now.
Yeah, but I have a Patrick Rybar.
He's the next fucking stud in Detroit. Get out of here.
And I have him.
Good for you.
So go take a look at him, fantasy hockey fans.
Why don't you ask Psychic Cathy about fucking Rybar?
I didn't want to take up too much of her time. But speaking of Psychic Cathy, I have booked a personal appointment, coming up this coming week.
We're not going to believe anything
Thursday.
you say.
I don't care. Oh, you mean in the pool? Like, if I'll be like, hey, do you want to trade me for this person?
I'll be like, nobody trade Butland anything.
Yeah, he went to see Cathy. Well, Cathy's going to give me my ultimate fantasy edge, and I'm going to go see her on Thursday, and I'm going to just try to punk all you boys. So,
yeah, good luck.
Yeah,
I know what's
now
happening.
That I said that.
Now that you said that, and now everybody knows.
Well, whatever.
So everybody's going to listen.
They can go to Cathy too.
No, but you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Well, fuck you guys. You know what? Everyone's going to get all riled up when they see Malcolm Subban dangling there, or Nikita Gusev. Just Nikita Gusev, give me some goose. And then I'll trade him to you. You guys got to go to our Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Go find out and look at the trades I made. They're fucking awesome.
Terrible.
Fucking
trade rape.
Fucking terrible.
Trade rape.
Crosby still got it, buddy. Did you see the pair of goals that he got this week?
Yeah, I saw the backhander.
The backhander was dirty.
Yeah.
And also the goal, you haven't seen the one where he went through the entire Oilers team?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like...
I'm thinking of the one from last night, too, because he had a
Nurse looked like he was out to lunch. Like, what was he looking at? I was like, oh, my God. Like, you're an NHL defenseman?
He's in awe of Crosby.
He basically was. Yeah. And did you see that goal that Pasternak got?
No.
Basically, the play was fucking Marchand. He fucking dangled the shit out of Sen's DeMello.
Oh, fuck. Just
went right around him, toe dragged him, and then both defensemen went to him. He sauces it back door to Pasternak, who's just sitting there and just bangs it in, man. It was fucking dirty.
Nice.
Yeah, it was so good. And the Canes have activated Scott Darling from a conditioning stint with the Checkers. Checkers are actually doing really well this year. They're top in their conference. But
what was his record down there?
I'd have to look. I don't know exactly what his record was, but I know the Checkers are doing very, very well. But the big thing for me is now it's becoming a three-headed goalie monster in Carolina with Darling, Mrazek, and McElhinney.
And Mrazek's been pretty good lately too, which
right?
Is shocking,
right? I'm shocked to hear you say that. Usually, you always call him a shitbag.
He is a shitbag,
a Schmidt bag.
But I mean, again, yeah, he's a shitbag, but anybody can have a good week, right? Sure. Look at Jack Campbell.
Look at you. You've won a week before.
But I have lots of good weeks.
Do you though?
Yeah. So Darling was 1-0.
Well, stay tuned for the Cathy the Psychic segment because she actually talks a little bit to that three-headed goalie monster. Torts in the media. He was all over the media this week.
Good for Torts.
The one was
he's been boring lately, so I'm glad that he came back. He came and said something.
I wonder if somebody said something to him, being like, "Fuck Torts, like you got to get back in the media."
What the fuck's the matter with you?
Calling Bobrovsky out with that he basically said Bob hasn't been Bob, and he's not wrong. Like I was looking at our stats, and it was Bobrovsky is the 37th ranked goalie in our fantasy league.
Fuck, is he that bad?
He's that bad.
He can't be. He's got to be ahead of mine still, though.
He's making. He's making 7.425, so if you're in a cap league and you have him, that sucks. And his save percentage is .872.
Oh, Jesus. Sounds like Reimer.
Sounds like worse than Reimer, man.
Yeah, you know what? It might be.
So, and Torch also said that basically he feels like hockey today is like a hug fest, that everybody just loves each other and there's no hate in the game.
Yeah, if he hears that shit, I mean, he's right down there at ice level. Obviously, we don't hear any of that. We still hear the fucks and the shits and the fuck you and whatever.
Well, whatever, man. I agree with them, man. Yeah. Like we actually ran a Twitter poll where 65% of people agreed with Torts, and do you remember when Scheifele and Seguin, they wanted to be the last guy off the ice, so they played rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
You think that would have happened in 1982?
No.
No way, man.
No fucking way.
And that's what he's talking about. Like, I don't think he's being a dick. I think that's just what he's underlining, but it's Torts, so things get blown up out of proportion.
Yeah, and he's not saying, like, you got to fucking hate that guy and fuck him and whatever. He's like, we'll have a beer later, but we don't need to talk about it right now.
Right.
Which is true.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you could do that. And I think also back in like the 70s and 80s and earlier than that, like they didn't know one another. You know what I mean? Like there was no players association. There was no I don't know, like lovey-dovey at the All-Star game. Like, didn't Bob Probert beat the shit out of somebody or somebody? I don't know, man. Like, I just feel
they used to, like, back in the day, they used to actually play an actual game. It wasn't just, here's all the superstars, here, go play some shinny. Right? So, it's for the fans and whatever. I don't even watch the All-Star games anymore.
No, I don't either. You know what? I will with my kids if they're into it.
Fine.
But yeah, I'm not going to be like giddy up and get ready to go.
I can't wait for the All-Star game. You guys want to come watch it?
Yeah, no. Alex Edler, the Greek god of blocks, he's out right now as a result. I guess he just had an MRI after being tied up with Pacioretty.
Fucking Pacioretty.
Fucking the ex-Habs. They're hurting everyone this year, man. And now, actually, Max Pacioretty got hurt after taking a high hit from Braden Coburn. So,
pussy.
Fucking karma, bitch.
That's okay. Pacioretty was being shit this year anyway. Fucking 2 goals. Get out of here.
Yeah, and you were telling me as I came in here today about Grabner getting 2 shorties last night.
Yeah.
Fuck, good for him.
He finally fucking buried some.
I was going to say, man.
It's like good for a breakaway a game, and he never scores.
Yeah, I was going to say, the guy averages, probably about 104 breakaways a season. Nice to see him pot a couple. So good for you, Grabby. Hedman, he's out for a week after getting that high hit from Ryan Reeves. Hopefully he comes back sooner. But if you have Hedman on your team, you're going to have to take a peek on that. Throw him on your IR for a little bit. And Carey Price, he gets a shutout, and he moves ahead of Patrick Waugh for all-time wins on the Habs goalie list, and he's sitting at number 2.
Don't care.
I know you don't like the Habs, but that's a
do
feat,
not
man.
care. Yeah, it's good for him.
You think about the organization.
Thanks for the gold medal. Fuck off.
All right, moving on. And I guess the last thing I want to bring up is I was just reading on NHL.com. The NHL 3 stars of the week. Number 1 was McKinnon.
Obviously.
Number 2 was McDavid. And number 3 was Marc-Andre Fleury. So good on the flower. You ready for, now that we've talked about the NHL and all the other teams, you ready for a little hashtag TML talk?
I don't know. It depends if it's actual Toronto Maple Leafs or your shitty fucking squad.
the actual Toronto
Okay,
Maple
yeah,
Leafs.
we're good. Let's go.
Here's Matthews with Nylander, 2-on-1. Back to Matthews. He scores! 4 goals! Do you believe this? Holy Mackinac, the kid's on fire!
Holy Mackinac! Dude, so Austin Matthews got hurt last night.
Yeah, it did not look good at all.
And who predicted that this week?
Oh, fuck.
Who predicted it?
Cathy the Psychic.
Cathy the Psychic. People, we don't want to give away too much.
I didn't think this would happen this soon.
All of this stuff is happening that Cathy the Psychic said. Her segment's coming up down the road, but she said that Matthews would be getting hurt at some point. She didn't say it would be serious, but she said he will be out for some length of time, so we're still waiting to hear the reports.
Yeah,
have they said anything
No,
this
not
morning?
till Monday.
Okay.
They won't talk about it till Monday. He's being examined Monday. The way he took that hit, like, that was fucking... I know it didn't... You see these hits all the time, and you see guys that get absolutely blown up. Right? And they do a fucking cartwheel, and they slam on the ice and whatever, and they get back up and go. This fucking hit was like he got hit by a bus.
Right.
Like, he got nailed. He didn't go down. I mean, he was still up, but holy fuck. That shoulder is screwed.
Right.
Guaranteed.
And he's had
it's the other shoulder.
Issues.
It is the other shoulder, though.
Right. So now both of his shoulders are fucked.
Yeah, now guy's not going to be able to fucking shoot anymore.
Right. But fuck, holy shit, what a comeback last night, man. Like,
yeah. I thought they were done. They were fucking done.
And if you're gonna watch the game, just PVR it anyways. What happened to me was I ended up watching the game, and I had to pause it for a couple things. We had friends over, and we had the kids were doing stuff, so I had the game on pause. And I'm sitting there, and Pat and I are texting each other during the game, and I had the remote kind of by my shoulder, by my head, and I rolled.
I fucking laughed out loud at this text.
I rolled over and I moved and I hit the remote with my shoulder or something like that by accident.
No, you said your fat face changed the channel.
I was like,
by
fuck,
accident.
my fat face has changed the channel. So then I go back to it, but because I didn't PVR it and I was behind by like 7 minutes, it was in that gap where it was 2-1 Jets, and then it moved to 3-2. Like I pushed a button, all of a sudden I skipped 2 goals. I was like, fuck. But I guess in the long run, it's not a big deal because we got the win. But man, I would have liked to have seen those couple minutes.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even rewind it either because I wasn't PVR'd. I couldn't rewind back.
Yeah, it was Marner and his brilliant passing.
Well, hey, I liked seeing Marner and Kadri together.
Yeah.
And with Marleau, like that was their line last year, and they came back clicking again. Like
Marner makes everybody better.
He does.
It doesn't matter who you fucking
better.
playing with.
And I almost would rather that line stay together. Like I don't know if I mean like when Matthews comes back and when Nylander comes back, knock on wood. Well, he is coming back because somebody told us. You'll find out about that later. But anyways, anywho, we I think they should stay together. I think that they should, and I think that they should change up some of the other lines. Even if you put like Marleau with Tavares and Kapanen, and then you put Hyman back up with Nylander and Matthews or something like that. I don't know. I really like those two together. So,
but can you put like now? You have like even what Ferrero was saying. Now this isn't going to happen now anyway because Matthews, from what I think he's going to miss a bit of time.
Yeah.
So now they've got Tavares and Kadri as their 2 centers, and Lindholm is now their number 3.
Yep.
Saying everybody going forward, say 20 games from now when everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
Would you rather have Kadri up playing on a wing?
I would do that, but I don't know, man.
I'm not talking just power play either, like full time.
No. I see what you're saying.
Like really, really stack those 2 top lines.
Yeah, people have talked about that, and I don't see that as a bad thing necessarily. Like I said, I really like Kadri and Marner together. I just think they have something special,
which is fun. Like, can you now imagine
Tavares, Kadri, and Marner,
or if that, or Matthews in between, or the whole top 6? You could,
I know you can kind of intermix,
right?
Yeah, no, I would try. I would play with it. I would play with it for sure. And it's funny, like the Leafs have a perfect road record. Okay, they are 6-0 on the road, and So they're clearly doing much better on the road. Like, maybe Babs needs to stop trying to coach when he's at home, right?
All right, guys, go.
Hey, yeah,
just
Babs,
make sure you don't get too many men on the ice penalty. Away you go.
Just do what you're doing on the road, buddy. Like, fucking settle it down. Stop doing your matching. Stop trying to think that you're smarter than everyone.
Well, it's not, and then it's probably.
Can you imagine the look he would be giving me right now if I said that to his face?
Yeah,
which I would never say to his face because he would give me that look.
Here's a funny thing about Babs, and I just read this.
What?
It was I can't remember where the article was from, and it was Sean Avery talking about Babcock. And
Avery was just on Spit and Chicklets, which is a sick pod. If you guys maybe our podcast,
that was where
maybe
that's where the interview was.
I've been saving it, so I haven't listened to that one yet.
You don't want me to tell you?
No. Go ahead.
So he was telling a story. He said that he loved playing for Babcock.
Right.
He's like, I fucking loved it.
Biz Nasty loves Babcock.
He said, but he's a fucking lunatic.
Right.
He goes, this guy, Babcock, one time he called Avery into his office.
Yeah.
And he was fucking pissed. And he's like, says to Avery, he's like, where the fuck were you last night? Avery's like, what are you talking about? He's like, where the fuck were you last night? And he's like, I was sleeping. He's like, but Avery's saying to himself, he's like, what the fuck? What did I do? He's like, I don't remember doing anything. I was fucking sleeping.
Right.
But I was like, you slashed my fucking tires?
Jesus
Avery's like,
Christ.
no, I didn't slash your fucking tires. What are you talking about? He's like, I know you fucking did. Get the fuck out of my office. And Avery's like, wow. To this day, he goes, I don't even know if I did it or not. That's how he fucking he used to mind fuck you. Well, and that's how he got guys to play.
I got good 2 stories off of that story there. Number one, I met a guy, I worked with his wife, and I guess him and Avery went to high school together, and they were all kind of buddies within a group of friends. And I guess when he was playing for the Kings...
Did anyone get his sloppy seconds?
I don't know, maybe. But probably. But basically, he sent out a text to all of his high school buddies saying, hey, I just slept with an Olsen twin. I was like, fuck, that's awesome. Just banged an Olsen twin. I'm like, fucking lucky bastard. I'd like to bang one of them. But I also had a teacher in high
literally
school.
Like a third your age.
Who? The Olsen twins?
Well, not quite.
I'm 36.
They're older.
They're
probably in their 20s,
late 20s. Yeah, that's fine.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. What are you thinking? Like Michelle Tanner? You fucking sicko?
Who the hell's Michelle Tanner?
That was her character on Full House when she was like a little kid.
Oh. Okay.
Fucking weirdo.
I don't remember the fucking
Anyways.
I just remember John Stamos.
John Stamos. I actually had a teacher in high school who accused me of keying his car while I was at... Dude, I was...
Babcock.
It was fucking the Babcock of history teachers. This guy was a donkey. I didn't do it. I was at home. I was at home sick that day, and I guess he thought because I wasn't in his class and his car was keyed that it was me. I was like, you know what, man? You're just a fucking loser.
Is that what you said to him?
No.
You probably shit your pants and went, no, sir.
No, this guy, he fucking looked at his toes while he walked through the hallway, this fucking moron.
Wow.
Anyways, we'll get off high school teachers that are douchebags. But yeah, that was kind of what I saw yesterday in the Leafs win. Also, I didn't like that Kadri clearly... the call for boarding on Trouba was legit.
I didn't see it.
He straight up, and it's kind of weird, man. Like Trouba saw him coming too, and he still turned.
Yeah, that's garbage. And so he's braced for it. He's ready. Obviously, Trouba was fine.
He saw him coming, but yeah, Kadri still followed through. I think Kadri was like, he sees me coming. I'm going in.
Yeah, and
he went in.
That's part of Kadri's problem,
right? Well, he did. He went in. He smashed his face into the glass, but then. Fucking Trouba gets up and does the exact same thing that Matheson does to Peterson, and fucking gives him like the choke slam, throws him down. Trouba doesn't even get a penalty, and meanwhile Matheson's getting 2 games. Like Kadri didn't get hurt, and it probably didn't look as bad, but still it was the same type of play,
right?
And it's just like, and I was like, no. I'm like, fuck, all right, great, you retaliated. Both of you are gonna get a penalty.
Yeah, I mean you got nothing.
No dice.
Yeah.
No dice, man.
And then did you see the same thing with Myers and Tavares?
No.
At the end of the second?
Right.
Or the first? I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
Play in front of the net, a little bit of a scramble.
Right.
Tavares goes in. Myers basically punches him in the back of the head, knocks him down. And Tavares gets back up. It's like, what the fuck? Nobody's coming in. Nobody's doing anything. So it's like Bufflin and Myers standing there.
Fuck.
And Tavares is like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
and then they kind of go in there and start jabbing each other in the face. And then it ended up, like roughing penalties for both of them.
Right.
So.
And I guess getting back to the Leafs' back-to-back wins over the Jets. In the game on Wednesday, Naz gets his first of the season. He got his second of the season last night. Mm-hmm. And you know what I was most excited about? The fact that he didn't do the monkey off the back thing. I fucking hate the monkey.
That was so dumb.
And then Ehlers goes and does it too. I'm like, okay,
yeah, except Ehlers was like 20-something games without a goal. So he was probably really excited.
I don't give a shit, man. Okay, if anyone in the NHL actually listens to this, and you have the quote unquote monkey on your back, don't fucking throw it off. Okay,
yeah, that's fucking animal abuse.
Yeah, that's abuse. That's abuse, and it's fucking dumb. I hate that shit. So that's just my 2 cents on that one. Anywho, we also have. Matthews with the ability to win puck battles was just like insane. Like he didn't get any points that game on Wednesday, but the puck followed him around, and he was in like every time he was on the ice, it just felt like something great was going to happen. So, and I just felt like all the lines played good, man. Like the third line was tough. I felt like the fourth line outplayed their fourth line. There were definitely some low moments. With Marincin back there, and I really liked. I've really liked watching Brandon Tanev these last 2 games. Like he's, for all you Winnipeg fans out there that get to watch all the games in Manitoba, he's fun to watch, man. Like he's fast. Like he blew by Gardner. And Gardner's a good skater.
Everybody blows by Gardner.
No, they don't, man. Gardner's a good skater. They do. But I'm just saying, like Brandon Tanev, man, like he was a lot of fun to watch. And our boy Adam Lowry,
pick him up.
I picked him up in my other league, man. And he got me 6 hits in the one game.
There you go.
Fucking pick him up. So, I don't know. That's kind of what I have going on for our little Leafs round table. What else is happening in Leafland? Anything that's come to mind?
Matthews is dead.
Oh, fuck.
Nylander still hasn't signed.
Yeah, Nylander still hasn't signed. And
he still hasn't been traded.
But apparently it's coming to an end very soon.
I hope so.
Well, we had our little talk with Cathy the Psychic on Wednesday.
Yes.
And she said that something good was going to happen. And the whole week I've just been like, I hope it doesn't happen until at least Monday, because so that we can play the interview, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for that. We really appreciate that. And so why don't we get into a little actual fantasy hockey talk?
Perfect.
Prepare yourself, because I am literally going to sodomize you on the battlefield. I'm going to have non-consensual sex with your face and butt. And then I'm coming for your wife and your kid. Hey. You guys. Sometimes when I puke, I shit.
Sometimes when I shit, I puke. Yeah, or sometimes when I puke, I shit. Yeah. So the boys in our pool are on me for using the term anywho.
That's because it's brutal.
Yeah. As per the Urban Dictionary, anywho is used in place of anyways. Usually by someone with a weird personality. so thanks, Urban Dictionary.
That was the tidbit that I threw in there for you.
Anywho, got a text from Barons this week, basically telling me to suck it in an audio clip, which is kind of like the best part about being in a fantasy hockey league is getting those chirps from your buddies. Basically, he recorded on his phone a breakdown of one of the broadcasters on NHL.com stating how much better Rask is or how much better Halak is than Rask, and then ended it on a big old "suck it, TML."
Yeah, well, he's not wrong. I mean, Rask fucking sucks.
Yeah, well, you know what? Again, referring back to Cathy the Psychic, we'll see how that one plays out. Barons, you piece of shit.
Wow.
Most importantly, we're in the market right now to get an actual proper design made, buddy. We're going to actually get a real logo made for the podcast. The one that we have up right now, I literally did in like 2 seconds on Keynote. So we thought that it might be a good idea to do something simple, not too busy, with a little kind of old-time hockey theme. We're actually wanting to reach out to you guys to shoot us a line on Twitter. We're at Hockey Dummies on Twitter, and give us some suggestions of what you might want to see our logo look like. I've had a couple from a friend of ours. We're looking into having somebody design it, somebody that Pats knows very well, and but we're just trying to come up with some ideas. So we thought we'd reach out to you, the listeners, and see what you might want us to have up on our logo. So shoot us a tweet at Hockey Dummies, and why don't you just use the hashtag FHD logo. Hashtag FHD logo. Fantasy Hockey Dummies logo. Yeah. Why not? So now let's get into a little fantasy hockey talk. You know, our latest segment.
Pick 'em up.
Hey, Lloyd, look, there's some people who want to ride too. Pick 'em up.
Pick 'em up.
All right, goalies, Jimmy Howard, buddy. He's only owned in 48% of Fantrax. He literally went down by 1% after we told everyone to pick him up.
How does that happen?
Dude, like he was at 49%. We're like, fuck, Jimmy Howard's on a heater. He's doing well. Fucking pick him up. And people dropped him.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you pieces of shit. So he only had
calling everybody pieces of shit.
Yeah, because they didn't listen to us. He only had one win this week in 3 games, but his save percentage was 9.939. He had 108 saves. Like the Red Wings suck, but if you need a good save percentage, pick him up.
Pick him up.
Yeah, man. He was actually rated the 4th best goalie in our league this week. So it's like, yeah, he's on a heater. Darcy Kempner, he's only owned in 15% of leagues.
He has an N in his name?
Kempner?
Who the fuck is Kempner?
Kemper. I said Darcy Kemper.
Kemper. You said Kempner.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I was thinking
Go back and listen to it.
Probably Kempner. I was thinking about Grey's Anatomy.
There's no fucking N in there.
Q knows. Shout out to Q.
Darcy Kemper.
Darcy Kempner.
Kempner.
Dr. Kempner. Dr. Kempner only owned in 15% of leagues, and he had a hell of a week. He had 2 games, 2 wins, a goals against average of 1, and a save percentage of .969.
Jesus.
Pick him up is what we're saying. Pick him up.
Is that a Scouts goalie?
I don't know. I hope not.
Goalie.
Don't pick him up, on.
He's bound to be.
Scouts is like mush.
Crash
Scouts is mush from Bronx Tale. Like, fuck, if he has him, he's just fucking mush. David, how do you say his last name again?
Riddick.
Riddick. I always want to call him Richie.
Riddick.
David.
The Chronicles of Riddick.
The Chronicles of Riddick. He only had 1 win, but he had a solid .930 save percentage. And I think he's on the verge, like I said earlier, man, he could be on the verge of chasing Mike Smith from the crease, and he's only owned in 27% of Fantrax leagues.
Yeah, he's got a shot at it. I mean,
he's got a shot, man. Like, how come up? Like, he might be a number 1 goalie. Defenseman that you should be picking up this week, the Big Z, buddy. The Big Z. He's only owned in, I fucking didn't even write it down.
32%.
32% of Fantrax leagues right now. Mm-hmm. And he's rated the second best, or he's actually, I think he's rated the best defenseman this week. No, 3rd best defenseman this week.
Right.
And like he's got 12 PIMs, 2 goals. He's a +3. He's got 7 blocks. He logs over 24 minutes of ice. Like, and he's only owned in 32%.
And he's 100 years old.
He's 100 years old, but he's contributing.
Yeah.
You know, he's top 3 in the entire league in defense this week. Like, and he's only owned 32% of leagues. Like, fucking pick him up, man. Brent Seabrook. He even moved up higher. He's number 1 for this week.
Holy crap!
Yeah, man. And when at the time of doing my research here, he was only owned 37%. He had 4 apples. He's 13 blocks. He was plus 20 minutes of ice. Pick him up. You know, like he's super good, man. Same with Joel Edmondson from the St. Louis Blues. Only owned at 21% of leagues. He was ranked 8th this week as the 8th best D-man this week. Wow. He's a +5. He's got 12 hits, 10 blocks, 21 plus minutes of ice.
That guy gets 21 minutes of ice?
Yeah, man. It's not too shabby. Edmonton's good. You guys gotta
pick him up.
Pick him up.
Pick him up. So, and then moving on to the forwards. Adam Lowry, you're welcome. He was only owned in 21% of the leagues last week, and clearly everyone listened to the pod, and 12% of people that listened to the pod picked him up. He's still only owned in 33% of leagues. But he's like a top 20 skater in the entire NHL this week. He had a goal. He had 9 shots, 15 hits, 61.7 in the dot. Like, and 6 of those 15 hits
and he's got
I ended up accumulating because I packed on a lot.
He's cheap.
Yeah, he's very cheap too if you're in a cap league. So, and also somebody who's not cheap but has been. I was
gonna say this guy's not.
He's
cheap.
not cheap, but he is very good, and he's only owned in 9% of Fantrax leagues. It's Franz Nielsen. He was a top 25 forward this week, man. And I remember watching him in the World Cup a couple years ago when he played for Team Europe. Mm-hmm. It went Kopitar, Franz Nielsen.
Yeah, but who else was there?
Well, no, they had like Zuccarello. I don't know. I don't have the roster in front of me, but they had a lot of good players. It was all NHL players.
Yeah.
Franz Nielsen was dynamite. He was by far the second best forward on that Europe team, and they went to the final. Man, like he's a good player. He's a good player. But yeah, he has a big cap. He's a 5.5 cap, so I think that's kind of why he's not even picked up in our league right now. So
I think he is actually. I think Whale just picked him up.
Yeah, well, nice grab, Whale. He had this.
He'll drop him after today.
Yeah,
because they're playing today. That's why.
Right. Well, he had 4 apples, 3 power play points, over 60% the dot, 18 plus minutes for forward. Like that's solid. That's a good week of hockey right there, man. Yep. And last but not least, I'm gonna let everybody know that they should pick up Mr. Lawson Krause.
He actually did something for a change,
dude. He's finally getting some love. Only owned in 15% of Fantrax leagues. I'm actually trying to get him off of the Wanderers right now. He put him up on his block, so I threw a dart.
I'm gonna throw that in one of my offers.
I offered him Madison Bowie, and he said no guy.
Yeah, no way,
no guy.
Bowie sucks.
Yeah, I traded for him this week, but I traded.
I don't know why.
I traded him. I traded Micro Mueller, who doesn't get any like
Micro.
Or is it
what's Mirko?
I don't know. I call him Micro. Micro Mueller, the Micro Machine Man.
Wow.
And,
Micro Mueller.
Fuck him.
Jesus.
And but he's a couple games away from graduating. I don't really have a spot for him. Bowie's not as good. Like they're pretty much even right now. Like he's not really getting into games, but he has extended amount of games that he can sit on my farm and try to get a little bit better. Maybe I can move him. Mm-hmm. So I did that. But anyways, Krause, man, he had a week. He rattled off a goal. He had 16 PIMs, 9 shots, 9 hits. Pick him up. Like that's a good week for Lawson Krause, man.
So, yeah, it seems how he wasn't doing anything before.
Well, he's only owned in 15% of Fantrax leagues, so pick him up.
Those 15% are all keeper leagues too.
Yeah. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just kind of rattle off the top fantasy players of the week. We're going to do the top 3 for goalie, defense, and forward, and then we're also going to let you know who's literally the top 3 in each position for the entire season. Top goalies this week were Carey Price, Semyon Varlamov, and Andrei Vasilevsky.
Yeah, well, fuck Carey Price.
Carey Price, I just got a shutout last night.
Yeah,
So
that's what kind of stuck him into first. But right. I mean, like,
and that's what actually has the Habs, who have Carey Price in our pool, all knotted up with the champ right now at 8. Man. Fucking Carey Price.
Yeah, he's probably going to do it. And, Price, coming into that game, his save percentage was only .906.
Yeah, and
now it's up to .922.
Right.
All because of one game. So he'll be back down being shitty in no time.
Asshole. And the top 3 goalies in the entire for the entire season right now. Number 1, Keith Kincaid.
Wow.
John Gibson, number 2, and Andrei Vasilevsky is sitting at number 3. So those are the top goalies for the week and for the season.
Wouldn't have seen Kincaid up there at the beginning of the year. He's not in the top. I mean, you knew he was going to get starts because Schneider's.
Well, are you able to see what he is owned at? Because I remember last week.
Who, Kincaid?
Yeah. Oh, he actually went up. He
must better have fucking gone up by now.
No, only by 1%. Last week he was owned in 82% of leagues.
Yeah, now he's 83.
And he's literally the best goalie in the league.
Wow.
You guys are fucking donkeys. You guys need to... If you're on Fantrax and Keith Kincaid is still sitting on the wire, you guys all fucking suck.
Hey, so...
Moving forward.
Yeah. And 2 of the guys that we just talked about, too, are just outside the top 3 there. Kemper and Riddick.
Dr. Kempner?
4th and 5th. Yeah, Dr. Kempner is 4th. Chronicles of Riddick is 5th. and then Jimmy Howard is 6th.
I'm telling you, man, Jimmy Howard.
Pick him up!
Pick him up! Fuck, why do I have to keep telling people to pick him up? Just pick him up.
Just fucking do it.
Defenseman this week, Brent Seabrook, buddy. Brent Seabrook, number 1.
Turning back the clock.
The big Buff is number 2, and the big Z is number 3. Like, the old school guys, man. We got Seabrook, Bufflin, and Chara as the top 3 defensemen this week. And for the entire season, Brent Burns, Morgan Riley, and John Carlson are leading the way for the season. But this week, man, that's an interesting group. Like, there's Bufflin's going to be taken.
It's combined 130 years old right there.
How much weight do you think? Like,
843 pounds.
Right.
Bufflin's 300 pounds.
They're all big men, man.
Yeah.
Like, Seabrook's not a slight individual.
Yeah, Bufflin. What is Bufflin now? Oh, it doesn't tell you their. Oh, yeah, it does. 260 pounds.
See,
now add another 20 pounds for his equipment.
He's not. He's more than that, man.
No, I don't think so.
I'm 260.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's an athlete. He's in shape.
Right. Yeah, I guess so.
Mind you, he's a bit round too. But no, yeah, he's. 6'5".
Thoughts
260.
Thoughts on Morgan Riley being the second best fantasy defenseman in all of the NHL?
Yeah. It's all from his scoring.
Yeah.
Because
that's how you get fantasy points, man.
He doesn't hit. Obviously,
no, I know, but he's number 2.
Really block.
If you're in a league that does a draft every year, Morgan Riley's not going to be the second defenseman off the board.
No,
and
God, no.
Hey, that would have been the right pick at this point in the season. Fantasy forwards for this week: number 1, Mark Scheifele; number 2, Mika Zibanejad, as we call him, and number 3 is Ryan Johansson.
Oh, Barron's made that shitty trade.
And he keeps saying, it was cap, blah, blah, blah.
Cap.
Fucking Barron.
I would have offered more. Just try shopping a guy a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't shop too well.
No,
actually, you know what? Him and I made the deal for Bowie and Mueller with him. It was actually
because nobody else was asking for Mueller.
No, well, him and I we chatted about it, and he didn't want Bowie, so we just kind of trying to give these guys a fresh start.
I'll give you a 5th for Bowie.
Pass.
Okay.
And the top forwards for the season: Nate McKinnon. Number 1. Number 2, Gabe Landeskog, the fucking Avalanche.
Who did you trade for McKinnon? What was
I don't even know
deal?
what you're talking about.
What was that deal?
And number 3 is Patrice Bergeron, who's owned by TML.
Yeah, but I have the other 2.
Well, that's what's happening in terms of top fantasy skaters for the week and for the season. Why don't we kick it over to our interview with Psychic Cathy?
Man, this place is something out of Octopussy.
You've come for a glimpse at your future?
Amongst other things.
All right, hockey fans, this week we're very excited to have our inaugural guest on the pod. Please welcome Cathy the Psychic. Cathy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Did you see how professional I sounded there? Did that come across? I felt like...
It's okay, I giggled too.
Yeah. So if you're in the greater Toronto area or beyond, you can check Cathy out on her website. Her website is durhamregionpsychic.com, or you can check her out on Facebook at Durham Region Medium. Not only is Cathy a babe, but she can give you the ultimate fantasy hockey edge. There's a gentleman on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Obviously, we're going to a Leaf question first here, folks. Leaf homers. There's a gentleman by the name of William Nylander, who is a hockey player for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and he has been holding out so far, and the season has already started, and he hasn't signed a contract yet, so we're kind of wondering what's going to happen with William Nylander, the forward for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay. Going he's going to stay in Toronto?
Yes.
So he's going to sign?
I have a feeling, yes.
Oh, snap. He's not being traded. Are you having any feelings of potentially when he may $2 million
he's staying.
bridge?
It's going to be soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay. All right. I like that. Mm-hmm. Next year, so right now the Toronto Maple Leafs are in this big problem dealing with William Nylander, who's going to sign soon. Next season, they have 2 other players, Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews, who are highly touted, even more so than William Nylander. Are they going to sign? Do we know, maybe a potential amount of money that they might sign for?
I don't know about the first one you just said.
Mitch Marner.
Yeah. I don't know about that one.
Oh my God. Don't say that to us.
I'm going home.
Is that your favorite?
Mitchie is my guy. So my son loves Matthews. I love Mitchie. And oh my gosh, like that is just giving me chills right now.
Yeah, no.
The second one. What was his name?
Austin Matthews.
Matthews. Where did he come from? Where was he before this?
He's always been a Toronto Maple Leaf, but he was born in Arizona.
There's something going on with him. I don't know if this is where he really wants to be. I don't know why. Is he pulling back as well? Is there something else going on with him?
Well, I don't know. He could be. What do you think?
Well, they're not talking about Matthews or Marner right now at all. There's nothing in the media.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really not seeing a lot of action with these guys.
Because it's on the back burner.
Right.
I mean,
oh my gosh, Mitch might not be a Leaf. So you've heard it here, folks, right?
It's possible.
Breaking news right here on the pod.
Yeah.
Do you have any sense of who might win the Stanley Cup this year?
Oh boy, I don't know. It's definitely south of the border, I'm feeling the East Coast.
Okay, East Coast team.
I'm terrible at geography, especially American.
So something like Boston or...
Don't say Boston!
Boston's been the team kicking our butts.
Yeah.
Really?
And then, I know the way I thought of it was this isn't the Leafs year. No matter what.
My prediction for the Stanley Cup, and I've been asked this by many people, I get the year 25 with them.
The year 25?
Yeah. So it's still a few years in the making.
2025?
Yeah.
Oh,
22 and 25 with them.
22 and 25.
So 22 might be a year where they get pretty darn close. But 25, I'm feeling like they finally nail it.
Oh my!
Can I go to Vegas now?
Yeah.
Throw some money down, like future years.
Has any other psychic? Have you talked to any other psychic?
No. You're the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel honored right now.
Yeah. Well, you should be.
You get to hang out with
There goes
us.
my ego.
Yeah, exactly. Going back, and I go, fans, I know everyone is like, oh my gosh, they're just continuing to ask about the Leafs. But we figured out that we're going to win a cup soon, so we're playing in the parade.
Said, too, if you don't like what we're talking about, then you can fuck off.
Right. Okay. But we have one or two more Leaf questions left. Do you have a feeling that Austin Matthews will ever win a Hart Trophy? That is like the most valuable player in the league. Will he ever get to that level? Okay, so I don't know who that is, but was he recently hurt? Was there something with him? He got injured or something?
He missed a few games last year. He gets a few bumps and bruises.
Oh, my gosh. Well, the Leafs are actually playing while we're recording. If I go home and Austin... If he's hurt right now, you check your phone. I don't want to know the score, though. I'm PVRing it.
I already know the score.
Okay, I don't want to know the score.
I want to know the score.
Someone's leading by 2, I think.
Oh, my gosh. If somebody's leading by 2, I'm going...
Is it true?
Get out of here.
Legit. Leading by 2.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, wait. What time is it right now? Just so people know.
It's
8:17 on Wednesday, October 24th.
And I had no idea they were even playing tonight.
And oh my
I'm not a
dear
hockey
Lord.
fan.
You're just amazing.
I'm just going with the flow right here.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic. Oh no. I'm not even going to tell you who scored.
Oh my God, Marner's gone. Oh my God, Marner's gone.
It's too much for him. He needs to rest.
He's getting emotional right now.
Should I get the tissue box?
Oh, well, it depends on what we're using it for.
Get away from me.
Yeah. Those aren't my keys in my pocket, pal.
That's awkward.
Not my phone.
All right, back to some more hockey talk here. I think you're creeping Cathy out. Notice how I said you're?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, well. That's
but yeah, back to Mr. Matthews. You feeling like he's going to get hurt?
I do. I feel like he's going to have some sort of an injury, but it's not going to be where he's out of commission that long.
Right.
So this Hart Award?
Yeah, the MVP award. It doesn't necessarily have to be this year. I just meant like in general.
I don't know. That one isn't really there. So that tells me that there could be something that could, I guess, block that from happening with him.
Okay. Then
missing 20 games.
Right. Well, yeah, but I mean, is he going to miss 20 games every year?
No.
But
you never know.
then I guess this question, I feel like it's going to go one way. There's another gentleman in the league who's considered to be one of the greatest players in the game. His name's Connor McDavid. Is he ever going to... will he beat any of Wayne Gretzky's records? Will anybody beat Wayne Gretzky's records?
Oh, yeah, I do. I do think somebody will, but
Right.
I don't think it's anytime soon.
Right, like it's going to be like not this generation of hockey, but there will be somebody to come along. Do you have any feels?
When the goalie pads keep shrinking and shrinking,
right? Yeah.
like nothing.
Yeah.
So are they changing something with rules already?
Well, they're always trying to make the game better. So, yeah, recently the goalie equipment. Clearly, Cathy's busy because people are knocking on the door to get in here. The phone's off the hook.
The last time that phone rang was 1971.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I think
It never rings.
67, I would have lost my shit.
67's the last time the
Leafs
Leafs won
calling.
the cup. Yeah. Saying, we need Mitch, we need Austin healthy. Do you have any feeling in terms of how long into the future that could be, or is this person even born yet? In terms of people that could potentially break Wayne Gretzky's record, he has so many, but just in general about who that person could be.
Well, okay, that's a great question. But back then, I mean, there was more freedom, Here, now there's so many rules with hockey now. It's kind of taken the fun out of it, and the politics of it is kind of tedious here. But definitely.
You're not wrong.
Definitely. There's definitely one coming, and it could be within 10 years.
Wow.
So
that's exciting. So 10 years. So right now.
Well, let's see. Matthews and Marner are both like 21, 22.
No, I know, but I think what Cathy's saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the person will be coming into the NHL in about 10 years. So basically, there's an 8-year-old out there right now.
I can dream.
There's
one of these two.
I'm picking up on a name, something like the thing that spins around, like what was it called? The Tasmanian Devil?
Yeah.
Something who's got some sort of a nickname like that.
The Tasmanian Devil?
Something like that.
Who's 8 years old.
If you're out there.
Yeah. So that would be whoever was born in 2010 and your kid's name is Taz. That's cool. That's cool. Is the person Canadian or?
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay, we're okay now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. That's so cool.
Yep.
This is like the best day of my life. This is like Christmas and the Leafs winning the Stanley Cup all rolled into one. Like this is so much fun.
Like 2022 or 2025.
Yeah. 22 or 25.
Okay. Fair enough.
Will the Edmonton Oilers make the playoffs this year?
Did they not make it last year?
They did not.
It's going to be very, very close. So it's possible they might make it, but it won't be very long in the playoffs.
Oof. There you go, Oiler fans.
They get it through the skin of their teeth.
Out or not in at all.
Yeah. Ottawa? You might see something change with them over the next couple of years as well.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
They suck.
They stink.
Ouch.
And let's hope, yeah. We rip on the Senators and the Habs a lot.
I love the Sens.
You love the Sens?
Yeah. They do. I don't know.
What about the Habs? Please tell me the Habs won't make the playoffs this year.
Please tell me they'll actually fold.
They're going to die in a horrible plane crash.
Oh, yes!
Scores! And cut. We're done.
That's the end segment. All right, Hab fans, that's it.
Oh, my God, I was kidding.
They're moving to they're moving to Quebec City.
My fault.
Are they moving to Quebec City? No.
No.
I know.
Oh God, no.
They're going to stay. I know. It's But will they make the playoffs this year?
Montreal?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
Oh, really?
Yes, definitely. I'm so seeing them in the playoffs.
Oh, my gosh.
And if they're not doing well right now, something happens where they come around.
No, they're actually doing okay right now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This went from Christmas morning to being hungover.
We should have cut at the plane crash part.
Yeah. Will Alexander Ovechkin win more Stanley Cups?
How old is he?
30. He's early 30s. No?
I don't know. I don't think so.
What about Sidney Crosby? These are just some of the big names. No more cups for Sid.
No, I don't see it. In fact, you're going to hear about something about him, I'm feeling. So either early retirement or...
I wouldn't be surprised
something else is going to come up with him.
They talked about that a couple of years back.
He's had concussion issues with his head. So, and he's still a young guy, but he's still top of the league.
Yeah.
That's too bad. But yeah, he's one of my all-time favorites. Here's a question.
Okay.
Steve Yzerman, will he be the next GM of the Detroit Red Wings?
I don't know. Again, there's something blocking that. So there might be something else that it comes up before that is actually an option.
Right.
So where does he stand right now with this?
Right now, he's been the general manager of the Tampa Bay Lightning for the last several years, and he has recently stepped down because his family lives in Detroit, and he was a Detroit Red Wing forever. And so he has moved back there. But there's just been a lot of speculation in the hockey world, so I just thought I'd see.
Well, I don't know if that's actually going to happen, and if it does, it's not for quite some time.
Right.
I don't see it happening anytime soon.
Sorry, Red Wing fans, put that one to bed. Especially you, Thrasher.
Suck it.
Are you feeling anything around the Seattle expansion team?
So there's not much talk of this, is there? It's just speculation.
Yes and no. There is talk of it because it's supposed to be happening soon.
I haven't heard anything.
But no. And that's why I'm saying yes and no, because yes, it's supposed to be happening. Like I have heard some reports, but yeah, it's not something that's being talked about a lot in the news right now.
Because as soon as you said that, you know that game where you put something to your ear and there's a wire there.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a symbol for me that it's fabricated. It's not the truth.
Right.
So it's probably not likely. And
wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Seattle.
It's going to be Quebec.
Are you seeing any other places instead of Seattle?
Yeah, there is something north of the border that I'm seeing. So there could be within the next 5 years, before 5 years.
So, but there won't be another team in the NHL for at least another 5 years?
Yes, that's exactly, yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, that's
They're going to take their time with this for some reason.
Right, okay. Which team will get the first overall pick this year? Well, it's not Montreal because Montreal's making the fucking playoffs. True, oh my God, Montreal.
Is there a team for New Jersey or something?
Yep.
Okay, because as soon as you said that, I felt New Jersey.
Wow, New Jersey first. That would Are
they doing really well or something?
They got first overall 2 years ago, and then they made the playoffs this year. But I've never been a huge Jersey fan. Like I could see them missing the playoffs, and then they win the lottery.
But or it could even I mean, you could trade for the first overall pick, or something else could happen for them to end up with that pick.
The only group of morons that would move that pick is the Ottawa Senators, and they've already moved that pick.
And who has it?
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I don't think Colorado would ever move that pick. No. Wow, New Jersey fans, you heard it. Hey, our buddy Seth out in New Jersey, the guy with the hot ass picture.
I can't remember the chick's name.
It doesn't matter.
He'll tell us on Twitter.
It doesn't matter. She's got a great butt. Geez, I have Habs and Ottawa questions, but I don't even want to ask those anymore.
Yeah, no, don't. Let's just skip those.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Russian players over in the KHL right now, which is like the NHL of Russia.
Okay.
And I'm curious to know, and I'm sure a lot of the fans listening are curious to know because we're holding on to them on our benches. There's 3 players in specific that I was hoping that you might maybe get a sense for if they might come to the NHL. Their names are Nikita Gusev, Kirill Kaprizov, and Igor Shishkorkin. Igor?
Yep.
Is he coming?
This is the one is he like got really light hair and is like 6'8", like freaking
I think he's a big
monster type?
I'm not sure. I can definitely find that out about his.
Do you want to look up his,
you're not doing anything.
I was picking up on like an Ivor or Ivan, but when you said Igor, that one kind of hit with me. So.
Well, that's good. I just traded for him in my hockey pool, and and I'm so glad to hear that. But Nikita Gusev and Kirill Kaprizov, there's a better chance that they might stay over in the KHL.
For now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, Wanderers, maybe I will trade Gusev to you.
No, he's only 6'1", so
oh really?
Got the wrong guy.
Okay, then again, I'm only 5'3", so that's pretty tall.
Here's another one. Well, this is a goalie question, but this one's for me. Will Malcolm Subban ever be a number one goalie? Get your head off the table.
He's a goalie? Just kidding.
Even if you're going to say yes, just say no.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
I got to move this guy quick.
Take your shit trade offers and go.
Read the last one out there for me.
What do you want me? Of course you want me to read this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's a dirty one.
That's okay.
I didn't come up with any of these. Which NHL player has slept with the most women?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Eric Lindros.
What?
It could be, right?
Who cares? She just said it's Eric Lindros.
Well, he hit on me one time at a bar.
Did he? Apparently he hit on my sister, too.
I already got his ass kicked in a bar by
Jesus, I'm just picturing your sister.
I heard Stoico. Yeah. It was at the corner of
What? He was on a corner? What was she doing on the corner?
The pub.
Oh, okay.
The pub was on the corner of Thornton and King in Oshawa.
Cuckoo Bananas.
Cuckoo Bananas. That's exactly where he hit on her.
Wow.
Piece of shit. I'm just joking, Lindros.
Concussions and like it.
I actually have a Lindros Leaf jersey, so it's okay. You can hit on my sister, pal.
How many games did he play for us? 28?
22, I think. 22. And I have his jersey. Like, what a loser I am.
I want to be Eric Lindros.
I want to be Eric Lindros' wiener.
Oh! No, you don't.
Nah, probably not. Well, maybe.
It's got herpes.
Right.
Stinky.
You heard it here, folks. Lindros' wiener is stinky.
Oh my God!
Is there anything else that you that's coming to your mind? Maybe for your team that I know that I got to dump a bunch of my garbage.
Your team sucks. So I already know my team is good.
I guess my last question will just be: is there any other type of feelings that you might be getting surrounding hockey and the NHL? While we're kind of just sitting here,
let's see,
having fun.
Well, the Leafs they're going to make the playoffs. I really do feel they're going to make the playoffs. How far they go, I don't know.
Right. Okay.
But
are you seeing an early exit for them?
Yes. Yeah. You know,
I'm really done.
I don't know, but I honestly, how I see it is that they might be doing really well right now, but later into the new year, something's going to give with them where they barely make it as well. So, I hope they're listening to this and.
Yeah.
We're watching.
They should be. All Leaf management should always be listening to the Fantasy Hockey Dummies podcast.
Are you going to hear of retirement?
Who is?
Somebody's going to be retiring.
From the Leafs?
Yeah. No, not from the Leafs.
Yeah.
But somebody that's unexpected.
Right. Well, you meant, is it Crosby? Like you mentioned Crosby earlier?
It could very well be, but you're definitely going to hear of somebody exiting.
This year?
This season, probably.
This season, like between now and like the next
exactly,
season?
Right.
Okay. Do you have any sense of where the Maple Leafs might pick in the draft this year?
As far as exact names?
No, not names, just that kind of number. Like
17 just came right at me.
Okay.
Wendell.
Well, and that's where they got Little Jagrin. Was that 17? Yeah. That's a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we like that.
That means we actually did pretty well for the season, too.
Well, yeah, I guess so. It means that it's another first-round exit is what it means. So, sorry, Leaf fans. Like, we're just as crushed as you are. Like,
yeah.
We are. We did have a couple of people last week reach out to us via Twitter. You can get a hold of us on Twitter at Hockey Dummies, and this is what a couple of our tweeters had to ask. So this is from them to you.
Okay.
At Kent Jeffrey wants to know if Yaroslav Halak, one of the goaltenders in Boston, will beat out Tuukka Rask, who's the other goalie in Boston, to be the number one goalie for the Bruins. He will not?
No.
Oh, my God, thank you.
No.
I would have paid you to say yes.
Yeah.
There's $100 to say yes.
So, at Kent Jeffrey, go suck it. And this next one is kind of, I think he was just kind of being cheeky, but we're going to ask it anyways.
Sure.
At Two Front Tweets wants to know if Nick Kyprios will ever be removed from Hockey Night in Canada.
Who's he?
He's one of the commentators. I guess he doesn't like
Is he annoying? Because as soon as you said his name, I just wanted to scratch my eyeballs out.
Oh my gosh.
Kyprios.
Yeah,
it does sound
so. At Two Front Tweets, Cathy's right there with you, buddy. Is he going to be sticking around for a while? People are going to have to listen.
A couple more years.
Couple more years. Two Front Tweets.
And that's it.
At Sherry in the Slot wants to know if you can discuss the potential goalie situation in Carolina. They have 3 goalies: Scott Darling, Curtis McElhinney, and Peter Mrazek.
McElhinney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a good feeling with this one.
Okay. So that Curtis McElhinney might be the guy to take over in Carolina this year?
Yeah, I'm feeling that one.
Oh, snap.
Jeez, that's good news for Jets in our pool.
Yeah, well, we won't tell him. We'll try to. I'm going to try to trade. Just listen to it. So we should try to trade rape him. And then at Sherry in the Slot, also just wanted to know just suggestions about goalies in general. Are there any goalies are really fickle in fantasy hockey? So I guess he's just trying to feel like, is there any goalies or any teams that you can think of that you're kind of getting a vibe from that would be a good goalie to have?
And any team?
Any team, yeah.
Well,
just in
okay,
general.
so I'm really feeling like Toronto, Ottawa. They're like, most of them are north of the border.
Right.
But is the Panthers.
Yep. Ooh.
Yeah, for some reason I'm picking up on that as well.
Oh, I like that.
That they're going to be good to pick up the Florida.
Yeah,
now,
definitely.
Are these the goalies that are actually in the NHL, or they're up and coming?
They're in the NHL.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because Pat has all those goalies.
Slipped her 20 under the table.
Wow. Okay. Now, when I say that, how funny it would be if it's the goalie that you don't have.
Yeah.
So they have 3 goalies.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
The first one. You're the first one that you're going to say.
Roberto Luongo.
Uh-huh.
He's the
first one. Yep.
Okay.
See,
there you go.
He's coming back, and he's going to be a stud.
And I traded him to you.
Yes!
Oh, damn it.
Wait, how about number 2?
Okay, what's his name? Does it start with a C?
No.
Okay.
Well, Michael Hutchinson or James Reimer.
It's that one.
James Reimer?
No, the other one.
Michael Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Damn it.
The C with the C in it. Yep.
See, you should trade
Scouts,
Scouts.
I'll trade you Luongo.
Yeah, don't trade Luongo. Trade him Reimer.
No, he won't.
At Boreal Ninja wants to know if Jack Eichel of the Buffalo Sabres will ever live up to his draft position and be a franchise player.
No. No.
I fucking knew that.
Nope.
I knew that.
Don't feel it.
And
he's a dick.
So does that mean that Seals in our pool made a bad deal?
We already know he made a bad deal.
Yeah. We don't need Cathy the Psychic to answer that one. We just know you're that bad. I can't believe he traded
Seals.
McDavid for like Eichel and Brandon Manning and some other sack of shit.
And I think it was like he even gave up more than just McDavid. It was like a
no, he didn't.
Are you sure?
I don't know, man.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, you got to
look it up and
tweet it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do with my poll. Go. Would you rather have?
Right.
And I guarantee you,
nobody
said McDavid, unless some dink in Buffalo.
No, there's only one person that's gonna vote on it. It'll be Seals. Yeah. All right, now for the real questions. Now for the real ones. These are the toughies.
Don't worry, there's only 3.
Okay.
Well, unless you have more to add, but you probably don't because you suck.
You only did 3.
Well, that's what I mean. I asked you to add. You didn't.
I might ask you some questions after this.
Yes, please. Yes. Yeah, that's actually going to be our last segment.
Okay.
Who is going to win the Fantasy Cup this year in our hockey pool? There's a couple. We have 20 teams.
Okay.
They're all NHL teams. If you're getting New York Rangers.
Yeah, I'm getting New York.
Oh, Slats.
Yeah, he's actually doing okay right now.
He is doing okay right now. That you and I, we're both like shit.
He's speechless.
Well, good for you.
I'm just happy it's not you.
Well, I already have a cup, so whatever.
Yeah.
Is there? Oh, Cathy's getting buzzed again.
That's okay.
She's
Don't worry about it.
Hey, I'm letting everybody know how busy you are. So if you want to try to book an appointment with Cathy because she's clearly amazing, you should go to her website. It is durhamregionpsychic.com or check her out on Facebook at Durham Region Medium. I'm going to be buzzing you a lot. From now on, like I'm going to be setting appointments with you so I can get the ultimate fantasy edge without you here.
Yeah, but
you know what?
You're already not going to win, so it doesn't matter.
I have an appointment with Cathy. Cathy, okay, everyone listen to this. Cathy was so amazing. My brother-in-law, and as you guys know, we're big supporters for mental health awareness and suicide prevention. And my brother-in-law took his own life last year, and in our area, in Durham region, which is just outside of Toronto, we held a golf tournament for him this year. We raised over $10,000.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's amazing.
And Cathy was nice enough to donate a reading of her time, and we auctioned it off, and yours truly won it. And I'm going to be using it to get my fantasy hockey edge to beat you.
But we already know you're not going to win, so it doesn't matter.
For next season. I'm going to get my fantasy hockey edge for next season.
Is he going to win next year?
No, don't. No.
Answer.
No, don't answer that. All right, moving to the...
We'll let you have your fun.
We have a couple more questions here about the league.
I'm going to call her, though, before you're reading.
Yeah, that's fine. You call away.
Sabotage.
We've already found out who's going to win this year, but maybe you can give us a little idea of who might be the worst GM in the league.
Vancouver, East Coast, the West Coast. Yes.
Oh my Lord!
Definitely.
Man. And are you getting any feelings as to why he's so ridiculously bad?
Attitude.
Ooh, yeah, that's
you
right.
gotta shape up.
Yeah.
You gotta shape up, Van.
Attitude, man. You're out of the pool. You are out of the pool. He just declines offers and doesn't say anything. No feedback. No nothing.
No, that's not good.
Out of the pool.
No, you're not out of the pool.
No, you're fine. You can stay.
But you still suck.
You do suck.
We have one more here. Why don't you tee that one up there, Pat?
Will the Kansas City Scouts in our fantasy hockey pool ever win a championship?
No.
Boom! Suck it, Scouts.
Nope.
That was
You're terrible.
Oh, never gonna win a cup ever.
Ever.
Who will win a cup first? Seals or Pat?
Pat.
Oh.
Boom. You can suck on that one, Seals.
Yeah.
Go hang out with Scouts in the basement.
Seals and Scouts are Pat's biggest rivals here, so I had to get that one in for him. So someone's pretty excited over
2-0 for me right there. Love it.
But still no championship. So
it's coming. It's coming.
As Scouts would say,
next year, right?
Same amount.
I feel it.
She winked.
Feels it.
She winked.
I know I'm going to win. It's a matter of when.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on and doing this with us.
You're welcome.
We appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And once again, if you guys need your ultimate fantasy hockey edge, you know who to reach. And you can reach Cathy at...
I was going to say, it's not you, right?
No, it's not me, because I have Malcolm Subban, who's a plug. Get rid of him. I got Nikita Gusev, who's never coming over.
I got Kaprasov's not coming over.
I don't have Kaprasov.
I thought you had him.
I traded him to Whale.
Suck it, Whale.
But you guys can contact Cathy if you're in the Greater Toronto area. You can come to her spot and you can see her. If you are overseas or you're south of the border, you can Skype or phone call or give her a call. Her website is DurhamRegionPsychic.com, and you can check her out on Facebook at Durham Region Medium. Thanks, Cathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Psychic Cathy. She came through.
A couple bombshells in there,
buddy. If we lose Mitch Marner, okay. She called the 2-0 lead for the Leafs over the Jets while we were in the middle of doing it, which fucking freaked me out. She called Matthews getting hurt. He got hurt last night. She called Marner not going to be a Leaf for much longer. Like, oh my god, man!
I know. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see.
Slats wins the FCHL Cup. Scouts never win.
That was just like there's no. We already knew the answer to that though. We shouldn't have wasted a question like that.
No team
but it's actually
going
really
to
funny.
Seattle. The Boston Bruins win the Cup. The Leafs win in 2025.
2022 to 2025. Somewhere
Well, she
in
made
there.
it seem like maybe we might get to like the final in 22, but we really get over the hump in 25.
Which is, yeah. I mean, what is that? How many seasons is that from? 5, 4 or 5 around there.
Dude, it's 2018. That's 7.
No, it's not just
it's mathematics.
No, it's fucking 2 years, you dink. 2018,
What's
2019.
2 plus 5?
2019, 2020.
2 plus 5
2, 3. That's like 4 or 5 years out. Fuck off.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, 2 years out. Yeah, 2025. We'll win it in 2 years.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
That was fun, man. She said when we left off air, she said how she has a friend who does tarot readings and that they want that tarot cards. No, tarot readings.
Oh my god!
It's not my my world.
English language is not your forte. I get it.
Anywho.
Fuck you and your anywho.
Fuck you and
anywho. Fuck you.
Okay. Well, anyways,
that's better.
You guys let us know if you thought the interview with Cathy the Psychic was fun. She definitely wants to do it again. She wants to bring her friend doing tarot cards.
Sure, bring a friend.
And yeah, I don't know. I had a lot of fun. And please send us your questions. Like I said, Cathy wants to do it again. So if you tweet to us at Hockey Dummies on Twitter, maybe use the hashtag Ask Cathy, and we can rally up all of those hashtag Ask Cathy questions. And why are you like stroking off the fucking mic pole over there, man?
Because
I'm talking it out of my corner of my eye. I can just see him like jerking off the fucking mic pole. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, if you can keep your concentration.
Someone's getting hot and bothered thinking about Cathy over there.
With this metal pole.
Oh, yeah. Anywho,
fuck.
Shoot us any questions that you might want to know about your fantasy hockey league, the NHL in general, hockey prospects. Clearly, the Tasmanian Devil is going to be the next
great one. Yeah,
he's just going to spin into the NHL and take fucking Gretzky's records with him. Like, how cool is that?
But you didn't say which records.
Well, whatever, man. Somebody that's going to come in and challenge
50
Gretzky.
and 38 games.
Anywho.
It would have been Matthews if she didn't say he was going to get hurt.
Let's get into... You guys let us know what you thought about Cathy the Psychic. Like we said, hit us up on Twitter. Let's get into a little bit of our FCHL fantasy hockey talk. Clearly, Slats is going to win this year, so we can just fold.
Yeah, I'm not even going to bother doing anything now.
No, I know. Do you know what I might do? Is I might start the rebuild early.
Yeah, you should, because your team sucks.
Well, I did. I traded Malcolm Subban and Nikita Gusev already to the Wanderers.
Yeah,
if you want to check
thank Cathy for that one.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, I'm getting my ultimate fantasy edge. And she does other sports too, man. It doesn't have to be hockey. It can be football, baseball, basketball, whatever. But yeah, Cathy the Psychic helped me take it to the Wanderers. Sorry, Jer. But
sorry,
hey,
not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. But you know what? Hey, if Jer wants to get his ultimate fantasy edge, give Cathy a call. Pick her up.
Pick her up.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about our league. You know, I have a little breakdown of players that I've kind of grabbed this week and that you've got. I've already acquired Jakub Vrana, Alex Alexiev, Madison Bowey, a bunch of capitals, not by, anything in general. And I picked up Sonny Milano as well. Not that I've really want him, but he was kind of like a throw-in in a deal.
It's a stud. He's going to be a stud.
And you picked up PK Subban and then flipped PK Subban.
Yeah, I sure did.
So you traded a first, which is going to be a high first.
No, it's not.
It will be.
Anyway, keep going.
And for PK Subban. And then you flipped them and you got Dougie Hamilton and a bunch of other stuff too, right?
Declare and Sam Bennett.
Right. But you gave up some other stuff as well.
Yeah, but those are the main pieces of the deal.
What about this Kayumov? Who's that?
That guy's a stud.
Who is he? Tell me about him.
He's just playing in the KHL.
Yeah.
He's...
Should have asked Cathy.
He's coming over. Well, yeah, and at the time I didn't think about it. But he's a long-term. They're saying he's a long-term project, but he's got Panarin type upside.
Who owns his rights?
I do.
In the NHL.
I don't remember.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, fans, not to listen to Pats anymore.
I don't think he's I don't remember who drafted him.
And like I said, we put all of our trades up on Instagram, so you can check out all of our trades at Fantasy Hockey Dummies on Instagram, and it's connected to our Facebook too if you want to check it out there. Pat's chirped me pretty hard stating that my tiny dick I sent his mom was as impressive as my goalies who are currently in last. So thanks a lot, Tuukka Rask and Jonathan Quick, you sacks of shit.
They are fucking terrible.
Seals finally got caught up on all of the episodes of the podcast. So Seals and Pats have always been like the original rivals. And then
since day one.
And then Scouts, Seals kind of went away for a little bit. Like, he wasn't as involved. He wasn't as active. Like, he was still good GM, but he, like, not good as in, like, making good moves, but I mean good as in, like, he would come in the room from time to time.
He'd set his lineup and be active.
Right, but he was active within, like, the community, quote unquote, of the Fantasy Hockey League. But now that this podcast has come on, you have totally rejuvenated the love for the Seals and the Pats rivalry. Like, it is, it's a lot of fun. And so, yeah, he's calling you the cyber bully. Is that what's happening?
Yes, I don't know. I didn't hear that one.
No, that's what I kind of had written down here. That Seals, that Pats only Pats really only started to cyberbully Scouts because Seals went away.
Wasn't around.
So Seals wasn't around, so you started to bully Scouts, and now that he's back, now you're bullying both of them.
Yeah, have to.
You big fucking jerk. and Seals was all over me saying that he loves my anywho's.
No, he doesn't.
Thank you, Seals.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
And basically calling me Fatty McGee for my deep breaths throughout the pod.
Your deep breasts? Did you say breasts?
Breaths.
Oh, breath.
And you're telling me about the English language. Do you know?
I heard breasts.
Do you know the Fatty McGee skit from Adam Sandler?
No.
It's a classic. Anyways, a lot happening kind of in the room in our league. Scouts and Pats are still at it. They're bitching back and forth as usual. But you guys are neck and neck in the power ranking.
No, I'm like 10 points ahead now.
I don't know. When I was looking this morning, you guys were like half a point.
Here, I'm going to show you. I'll tell you right now.
I don't think like there's it's just after 3:00 in the afternoon. Like, I think a couple games have started. You guys were neck and neck.
Nope.
You're back up?
Yep.
Jesus. Well, regardless, you guys are hovering around the same spot. So, in help with Scouts, # same amount.
Scouts sucks. Scouts is now down in 13th.
I was chatting.
I'm 9.5 points up.
I was chatting with Scouts yesterday. He wanted to know if you asked Cathy if your life will get better. And actually, the funny thing
he asked me that in the room, and I said it's awesome.
Well, and the funny thing is that she actually said that you might have a career opportunity coming up.
She did say that.
Suck it, Scout.
She said that off air. And I didn't even ask.
Yeah, she just started getting all of these energies from Pats and Pats' boner.
It's because it was my boner.
Sorry, not Pats, but the Pens. Pens is out on his annual fall bow hunting trip. He was telling us all about it. He went all Mr. America in the chat room with us. Yeah, sure, we'll call him Captain America. And he started like posting like these American videos, and Q replied with that he felt like he basically said that while he was watching the video, a screeching bald eagle landed right on his shoulder, and he was just standing there with American pride. Wow. I was like, Q, you're fucking hilarious. We already talked about the Schmidt.
Terrible deal.
Barons and Scouts are in some type of love affair.
I know,
Have you noticed
weird.
that?
Yeah, it is. It's strange. I've been kind of commenting on that.
I don't
lately.
know what's going on. Like, they've recently said that they're going to start their own podcast to rival our podcast.
Yeah, but they don't know anything.
They don't really. Yeah, there's okay. One, there's no talent. B, there's no initiative.
No.
C, Scouts is a gimp. So basically,
wow. Are you going to the Generals game tonight with him?
Yeah. We're getting together in about 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So basically,
that's okay. He won't hear this until later. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah. He'll hear it next week. But yeah, like you've been on Scouts calling him Baron's lapdog.
Well, it's true.
Yeah,
he climbs up into his lap and gets cuddles and asks for fantasy advice. And
so what you're saying is basically Scouts is Mini Me and Baron's is Dr. Evil.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I think that's pretty close, man. Hey, I put a poll up right now in our fantasy league. We have 5th round draft picks. We have 20 teams, so that's the top 100 prospects get kind of.
So it's 80 to 100.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, right now we have 100 players get picked in that draft. And we have a poll up right now to maybe get rid of it to just the top 4 picks. What do you think? Should we keep the 5th rounders, the whale lube, as we call it?
They just get passed around to add to deals and right. Kind of like, how often is you'd have to really go back and look at it and see who got picked in the 5th round in our draft, and they turned out to be any good.
Well, what we did this year too, and this was a whale suggestion, which I liked it, was after the playoffs are done, no one's allowed to claim anybody. So all of these people that all of a sudden are coming over from Europe and that are, like that Mikko Koskinen goalie, all of a sudden he's coming to Edmonton. Mm-hmm. The U.S. players that are, choosing to, move into the NHL sooner rather than later. Those players are now eligible for the draft. And like someone like Tyler Ennis, who I ended up grabbing him with a 5th round pick. Mm-hmm. Because he got bought out in $650K in that window where, nobody could pick anybody up. So I used a 5th rounder. So I don't mind having it.
I voted to get rid of them.
Yeah. I was just kind of thinking about that. And another conversation that Whale and I were talking about, which would be kind of cool, just based on all of this William Nylander talk, who's continuing to fuck me, is what if we had in the pool a couple day window, like that Sunday to like the Tuesday, those like 3 days before the puck drop on like the NHL Wednesday, before the season starts, where if you have an RFA who isn't actually signed in the NHL, people in the pool can offer sheet you. So that, let's just say like William Nylander right now doesn't have a contract,
right? But
you don't, I'm waiting for him to sign. Yeah. He doesn't sign within that window. You can come to me and say, I'm going to pay him $9 million because we can change the salary.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But then throughout the rest, even if he only signs for 6.5, you have to keep him for 9, but I lose him.
You have to keep the term?
Yeah, you have to keep everything.
Like, keep everything. So it's like he's signing a whatever. Okay.
Yeah, and that would only be the thing. That would be the thing where it's like if you trade him, that cap goes with him because it's a pool cap. Yeah. So like we would be able to do that.
I'll pay him 7.5 right now.
Right, exactly.
Because then you'll go over the cap.
Right, exactly. Right, so you could do that to other GMs. Would that be fun? Like, would you be into doing that?
Yeah, but then you'll have a guy like Wanderers who has $45 million sitting in his bank, and he'll go, "I'll give him 20."
Right. Well,
right?
There would have to be some type of. We would have to have a cap on the what like you could offer the guy.
20%, but then if it's 20% of our cap, it's fucking $20 million.
Right. Well, still, then if you want to do that, then you're an idiot. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
Right. You still have to be smart. Like if people want to do stuff like that, it's not going to be good for them.
And then,
franchise.
So if you had, I say I'm going to give you, I want to pay Nylander $9 million.
Yeah.
Then.
I think what we would do for compensation would be like 3 first-round picks. It would be, and you would have to own all of your own first-round picks for the upcoming 3 drafts.
Yeah, but nobody ever does that. Hardly ever.
Well, let's just say Austin Matthews, or you have Austin Matthews and Marner, and all of a sudden it comes up, and it's just like, okay, well, I'm going to offer sheet Matthews. I'm going to pay him $15 million, and so I get him. I have to pay him $50 million, and you just get my 3 first-round picks.
But then I don't see that as a fair deal.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah,
it's just I don't know. It's something to think about, and it's something that I'm gonna put out to the league. So hopefully, all the boys in the league actually support this podcast and listen, and they can kind of chirp back to us. But I don't know, anybody out there that's in fantasy leagues. Have you guys ever done anything like that before? Just shoot us a line on Twitter at Hockey Dummies. I just thought that could be some type of cool little
different.
Yeah. Moving back down into our little fantasy list here, why don't we go through the current standings right now? We have kind of 3 levels because it's only been 3 weeks. Well, we're in our 3rd week right now. But right now, the Dallas Stars, the Winnipeg Jets, the Cleveland Barons, New York Rangers, Vegas Golden Knights, Philadelphia Quakers, and Habs are all tied for first. They're all unbeaten. Our middle pack is the Pats, the Nords, the Scouts, Pens, Pirates, and Whale. You guys are all tied for 8th with 2 points. And then last, myself, is Seals, Wanderers, Thrashers, Flames, Canucks, and Maroons. Like, what a fucking group to be a part of.
Here, just something really quick that's really funny. I just asked Scouts if he wants Austin Matthews, and he said no.
Right, yeah, of course.
Just flat out no. Like, what do you mean you don't want Austin Matthews on your team?
Yeah.
Come on. What a moron. You can tell him he's a fucking moron when you see him later.
I won't.
He also says to be on time.
Does he? Shit. All right, buddy. Well, I think that just about does it for this week. Thanks so much for listening to the pod. As you're all well aware, we here at the Fantasy Hockey Dummies are strong advocates for mental health awareness. Mental health awareness means recognizing that mental illness is as real as any physical illness. So if you feel depressed, speak up, talk to a friend, and contact your doctor. You can even tweet to us, and we'll always be here for you. Pats and I will be shaving down and prepping our soon-to-be stashes this coming Thursday, November 1st, in support of Movember to help raise awareness for mental health and suicide prevention. We'll be sure to post all of our ridiculous stages of our dirty mustaches on all of our social media platforms.
We'll take votes on it. See who's better.
Oh,
I know.